In the depths of an ancient labyrinthine maze hidden beneath the ruins of a forgotten city, the air was thick with an unsettling stillness. The walls, built of cold, unyielding stone, were etched with cryptic symbols that seemed to writhe and twist in the flickering light of a dying fire torch. Amelia, an adventurous archaeologist, had heard the legends of the Minotaur, a monstrous beast that haunted the labyrinth. Driven by curiosity and the promise of undiscovered treasures, she descended into the maze, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and dread. As she ventured deeper, the passages grew narrower, and the air became stifling. Shadows danced menacingly, cast by the dim light. Suddenly, the fire torch flickered out, plunging Amelia into darkness. Her breath quickened and she fumbled for another torch, igniting it to cast a small pool of light in the oppressive blackness. In the eerie silence, a distant sound echoed, a faint, rhythmic thumping like the heartbeat of the labyrinth itself. Amelia's grip tightened on the fire torch, her every nerve on edge. She moved cautiously, the sound growing louder, more pronounced. It was no heartbeat. It was the footfall of something massive, something drawing closer. A chill ran down her spine as she turned a corner and saw it. A hulking silhouette, half man, half bull, with eyes that glowed a malevolent red. The Minotaur's breath steamed in the cold air, its nostrils flaring as it caught her scent. It let out a low, guttural growl that resonated through the stone corridors. Paralyzed with fear, Amelia watched as the creature advanced, its hooves striking the ground with a dread-inducing rhythm. She forced herself to move, to run, the maze's twisted passages blurring around her. The Minotaur's growls grew louder, closer, its hot breath prickling the back of her neck. She stumbled into a chamber, the walls adorned with gruesome depictions of sacrificial rituals. Desperation clawed at her mind as she sought an escape. The Minotaur's shadow loomed in the doorway, its massive form filling the space. With nowhere to run, Amelia's gaze fell upon her backpack, where a coil of sturdy rope lay nestled among her tools. Grasping the rope, she turned to face the beast. The Minotaur lunged, and Amelia swung the rope, entangling its legs. The creature let out a bone-chilling roar, its eyes burning with a mixture of rage and agony. But the entanglement only enraged it further. It grabbed her with a vice-like grip, lifting her off the ground. As she struggled, Amelia's vision began to blur, her consciousness slipping away. The last thing she saw was the Minotaur's savage grin, its teeth sharp and glistening with malice. The labyrinth seemed to close in around her, the darkness swallowing her whole. Just as darkness closed in, a surge of adrenaline gave Amelia a final burst of strength. With a desperate scream, she twisted in the Minotaur's grasp and managed to tighten the rope further, causing the beast to stumble. In its frenzy, the Minotaur headbutted the nearest wall. The impact reverberated through the maze, dislodging stones and creating a fissure in the wall. The Minotaur's grip loosened, and Amelia fell to the ground, scrambling to her feet. She sprinted towards the crack in the wall, squeezing through the narrow opening just as the Minotaur recovered. She could hear the creature's enraged bellows behind her, the walls of the maze amplifying its fury. When she finally emerged into the morning light, Amelia collapsed, gasping for breath. The entrance to the labyrinth sealed itself behind her, the ancient stones shifting and grinding until there was no trace of the fissure she had escaped through. She lay on the ground, clutching the rope, her body trembling with fear and exhaustion. The legends were true. The Minotaur was real, and it was still down there, waiting. She had escaped its grasp, but the memory of its red eyes and the sound of its hooves would haunt her nightmares forever. She knew she could never return to the labyrinth, but she also knew that the beast would never let her forget. From that day on, every shadow, every unexpected noise would remind her of the monster that lurked in the darkness, just out of sight, waiting for the chance to claim her again.